5 quick tips for solo queue. Yeah, you can see almost all of these are solo. I am in master rank. Win percentage is above 50. That's all you really need to get there. And my first thing was just keep in mind that the ranked in Pokemon Unite right now, it's not good. The ranked is not super competitive. It doesn't put people with similarly leveled people very accurately, and it's going to be a coin toss a lot of the time, and it's unfortunate, but it is going to be a coin toss a lot. And that's just something to really keep in mind as an honorable mention. But despite that, we can still make it work most of the time. A majority of the time. Over 50% of the time, we can probably make it work. There's obviously going to be that, there's obviously going to be the outlier where everybody on your team is on the same page. They're all doing great together. There's amazing teamwork happening. Like, that's going to happen sometimes, but it's an outlier. It's not the norm. So one of the things to really help make solo queue work is to just show up for objectives. Pokemon Unite is really an objective-based game. And showing up for objectives like Rotom and Dreadnought, and especially Zapdos at the end, it's actually really big in terms of like actual overall impact it has. So showing up for those, knowing the timing for those and for the farm is good too. But primarily just all you really need to do is know the objectives and know to go to the objectives. So number 2 is the meta strat is not always the right call. You really have to play it by ear, pay attention to what your team is doing. You need to be able to adapt what everybody else is doing, because a lot of the times people in solo queue, even in masters, seem like they don't know what they're doing. Because once you get in masters, it's really hard to get out. And you just have to be able to adapt and change what you're doing based on what the team is doing. And just figure out what you can do that would be the most beneficial. Like, if they push that second goal after 5 minutes, is that the wrong call? Absolutely. They should not be pushing that goal, ever. But maybe if there's not a lot of farm left up, maybe being there with them, trying to make sure that they don't die, is the right call. Like, denying that XP to the enemy might be beneficial. It's something that'll come more as you play the game, just experimenting, seeing what works, what doesn't. And it really comes down to just knowing what to do. Like, if the whole team's there trying to push them back as they're pushing that goal after 5 minutes, and Rotom's up, you're an attacker, you can solo Rotom real easy, maybe go for Rotom. You really just gotta make some tough calls like that in solo queue. So that's just something to keep in mind. When you're in solo queue, you gotta make sure you choose the right character. And this doesn't mean filling in the spot that the team comp is missing. What this really means in solo queue is playing a character that you know you can play well. Playing a character that you know well is going to be better than playing a high tier character, is going to be better than filling in a role that you're unfamiliar with. Like, if our team needs damage, but you don't have a damage dealer that you're comfortable with because other people have already taken one, then just go with the character you're most comfortable with. Go with the Pokemon you know best, that you can perform well with, and just try to make it work to the best of your ability. Because going back to the second tip, adaptability is necessary and very big, especially in solo queue. And you really need to focus on what the team needs, but also how you're able to provide that need. Like, if you can't do it well, maybe you can do something else better, and it'll help. Number 4 on my 5-tip list is, if you're in solo queue, don't go for MVP. It does not matter. If you're going in a ranked match, specifically trying to get MVP, please don't. Their standard's there for a reason. Quick is there for a reason. If you need MVP for like your battle pass or your daily mission or whatever, use those instead. Because a lot of times focusing on yourself like that and only going for MVP is very detrimental to the team. And it's a team-based game. At the end of the day, even if you are solo queuing, even if you are technically kind of from your mindset playing single player, it's still a team game, and you have to do what's best for the team and not what's best for you in that given situation. And you really need to keep that in mind. And last, but definitely most important in my opinion, is this is a game. You're playing the game, hopefully, to have fun. If you're not having fun for whatever reason, maybe step away. Take a few breaths. Just breathe. Just don't think about it, and then come back with a fresh perspective. If you're not enjoying the game, then you maybe don't play the game. Right? Like, not forever, obviously, but just that perspective, that mindset is very important, and it's very easy to get an unhealthy mindset when you're in ranked, especially with how broken ranked is in Pokemon Unite right now. Like, with how it is very easy to get into a frustrated, bad mindset and just stay there because you want to push through it. It's super easy to do, and it's very bad. It's unhealthy, and it's just something that is, you should really make sure you're keeping an eye on that, right? Because I've fallen victim to it before. I'm sure many people have. If you're getting frustrated, if you're getting angry, it's okay to step away, to just do something else for a bit and come back with a fresh perspective. Honorable mention. Look at your mini-map. The mini-map is very important. It tells you where your team members are. It tells you sometimes where the enemy is. Look at the mini-map. Make calls off of what you see in the mini-map. So, seems pretty obvious, but I feel like a lot of people forget to do that sometimes. I'm guilty of doing that sometimes as well. I will focus, like, I'll tunnel vision on what I'm doing sometimes, and I will just completely forget anything else that's going on. Yeah, those are my 5 quick tips for solo queue. They are things that I try to keep in mind when I am trying to climb the ladder, and hopefully they are helpful.